So the Big Door Prize is about a small town where a machine appears in the general store, promising to tell each resident's true life potential. And the first season kind of follows the townspeople of Deerfield as they go through this collective midlife crisis, re-examining their lives and thinking about what they could and might still achieve, and what they have achieved, and whether they're happy or not. It is based on a book by Emma Walsh, which has this amazing premise about what if you could find your true life potential, and it was this great jumping off point for the writers' room to kind of think about all the different directions you could go with that, and kind of expand the story from what's in the book.
Well, Dusty Hubbard is a high school history teacher, married with a beautiful young daughter, but she's trouble. And he has been going through his life. We meet him, and it's his 40th birthday, so we kind of meet him halfway through and we check in with how he's getting on. He thinks he couldn't be happier. And this machine suddenly being thrust in front of him has made him reevaluate everything. So he does pull a card, and it really changes the way that he perceives his own life. So it's a little bit unsettling, but you'll have to see what it is.
Yes, well, Cass is Dusty's wife and other half to his beautiful daughter. But yes, it's the same thing as far as getting that card or not getting that card. Do you want to go to the machine? Do you not want to go to the machine? And I think that's what's so fun is like to watch each townsperson kind of go through that struggling decision. And then with Cass, I think she's also with Dusty figuring out his midlife crisis, and she's kind of there supporting but also figuring out where she fits in her world and her space in that moment. I think as women, we a lot of times find ourselves, especially mothers, in a where how do we identify, am I just a mom, am I just a wife, and what are those other ways that we can identify ourselves and find ourselves in our space. So we find Cass in that world of self-discovery along with her husband, and I think it'll be a great journey. But he's very fun and lovable. And I think what we learn in the show is that when he came to Deerfield, he was kind of a transplant. And it's like, she kind of took him under her wings and got to fall in love with this person that she connected with very well. And I think also when we're young, everything is like so bright and lovely and beautiful. And like, it's like, oh, you hear angels singing and birds chirping. And you go on that road. And especially in a small town, it's like, how much do you experience outside that world? But I think that they have a great foundation. They're the epitome of like, middle America, we're married, we have a kid, we have a home and all of those things. But also under that surface, there's also sometimes we have to ask ourselves questions about not only just love with each other, but love with ourselves. How do we identify loving ourselves as well?
Trina's cool. I really like her. She is the daughter of these lovely human beings. The short daughter compared to, anyways, I can't tell you what happens. I think it'll be really, really, really fun if you just watch and see, trust me. But, her journey, I mean, what is it like to be a 16-year-old girl, right? A normal 16-year-old girl. There's a lot going on. But I think it's so much better if I don't tell you and if you just watch it. I'm the worst ever. It's so, so special, and there's a lot that goes on, but just watch it. You're going to love Trina and all her friends and all the people. They're so amazing, and everything's so weird and amazing, but just weird and amazing, okay?
Giorgio is the youngest Italian-American goalie in New York Rangers history. And he injures himself while deadlifting 750 pounds. That number changes every time he tells the story.
It's based on the real Giorgio, like that we all know.
We all know Giorgio, like the guy that you have to invite to the party, but you're not sure if you should invite to the party. I feel like that's Giorgio. He loves his friends hard. He's known these guys since high school. He pulls the card, and you see it in the trailer. He pulls Superstar. And I think he relishes in any opportunity he can to tell people in Deerfield that he pulled Superstar. Wait till you get to see Giorgio's restaurant. It is an Olive Garden mixed with maybe like a Dave & Buster's or like a fun spot. So while you're eating your chicken parm, you can go play like Pop-A-Shot, you can play air hockey, Dance Dance Revolution, and then go back to your chicken parm. It's a very nice restaurant. I would be there all the time.